Well, moving on now, Wednesdays here on the program, we like to put the spotlight on the farm women's group, Common Ground.
Common Ground is a group of farm women who want to be a resource for consumers who want to know more about how their food is grown. Joining us now is Common Ground volunteer Joan Ruskamp from the Dodge area. Nice to have you here today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You bet.
How's everything in Dodge?
Good and dry, and so like everybody else, we're praying for nice rain, no severe weather, just lots of nice rain. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So today we are talking about hormones in beef. So what should consumers know about that?
And this has been a top issue for Common Ground since we started. There's a lot of misleading research. You know how headlines are? They try to scare people. And Common Ground's always about facts, not fear. And so when it comes to the added implant that we use, and this is a sample of a cartridge, and just one of these with these little pellets is what goes in under the skin of the ear. The ear never enters the food supply. But first of all, it's about safety. So that's how we use it. But the nanogram amount of the hormone in here is complementing hormones we already produce. So I don't care if you eat plants or animals, they all have hormones, and we know we do. We know that we all have hormones, but if you take a paper clip, that would be 1 gram, and a nanogram is a 1/1000th of a gram. And so when you're comparing what we add to complement what the animal's already doing to make more meat and less fat, and that's really what it's all about, that feed's going to muscle, not fat, then we get to eat more beef and the resources are used more wisely. But the other thing is, if you chop that paper clip into 1 billion pieces, that's what we're talking about when we talk about 1/1000th of a gram. And years ago, I did this display with M&Ms, and I had cabbage, peas, potatoes, and beef. And I blew up the nanogram to the size of an M&M. I can't say that very well. And people were just floored at, wow, we're eating that many. I'm like, no, I blew it up really big so you could see it. But then one lady's like, who put all the hormones in cabbage? Like, how'd they get there? And I said, God did.
Yeah.
I mean, we have hormones that help us grow, and it's very natural. And so there's not fear. The technology we're able to use to produce more beef using less feed is a really good thing, especially now with our lower cattle numbers. And so when you see headlines and it says this could be bad for you, it's always good, even though it takes time, to read through all the information. Some headlines scare you, and there's nothing even about it in the actual research that they did. And so I know there's some trade issues going on, and we have some with Great Britain. They only allow cattle that have not received an implant, and the abbreviation is NHTC, non-hormone treated cattle. And it sounds kind of scary, like, ooh, they're treating them with hormones. But again, it's like 1 grain of sand compared to 2. They eat a lot of cows and bulls in Great Britain, and the level they have is more than even what we can find from the cattle, steers, and heifers that we use this implant in. So it's really, at the time it was done, it was more of a trade barrier, and I think they're still leaving it there just because they said it was food safety. And so when we want to talk about food safety, we just have to be really careful what we read, where we're getting our information from. And those of us in Common Ground have always strived really hard. We have nothing to hide. We're very open and willing to share the story and how we use the technologies we've been given.
Okay.
Okay, Joan, good stuff.
Yeah.
And you're sticking around. You have a recipe to share.
I do. It's Sloppy Joe's 5 Ways, and I chose the Hawaiian version.
Hey,
Looking
all
forward
right.
to that. All right, thank you so much.